Ho, ho, ho. Do I feel good today? What is up, DTL Universe? It's your boy, the coach. And we are getting ready to start an incredible week here in the universe. We are live every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Weekends on demand as always. Now, we can't do without all of you. So every time you come in, hit that like button for us. It really helps the show grow. And we're heading into August, which will be our biggest month to date. Now, as you guys know, every other brand is taking the weekends off. But I've got the 5-tool player, and he does this on the weekend. Take a look at that. Couple of check marks for my man AB. DG, Braves blew out the Mets yesterday. Wasn't even close. Marcell Ozuna, thank you very much. Soupy, Cardinals and Nationals, they just get to 7, but a solid day nevertheless. What is our motto here at DTL? We just want to win more than we lose. We keep it simple. Now, I can't do it without my partner, my 5-tool player, the man with that big old fat smile that I love so very much. Let's bring him in right now. AB, a busy weekend for everybody, but especially for you. Hello, sir.
Hello, Coach. Good morning. Good morning, crew. Good morning, everybody. Look, real quick, see you, Big Cheesy, in the chat. Happy birthday to Little Cheesy. All right. And Pat Keenan, happy birthday to Little Pat Keenan. So I wanted to make sure we got those. And, yeah, it was a good weekend. We hit a bunch of home run picks over the weekend. It was a fun one, man.
Really, like when you say we hit a few, I mean, what did the show actually do, AB? I mean, it was probably just, 1 or 2, maybe?
7. We hit 7.
What?
Yeah, it was
what?
Nice. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Well, Melanie, there. We got a lot of good people. I'm over here in the chat. I had something I was going to read, AB, and I just ruined my own flow. So happy birthday to everybody. AB took care of it. Now, we are knee-deep. We are knee-deep in the Olympic Games. And I'm always into the Olympics, AB. Not sure how I feel about the opening ceremonies, but we won't talk about that on this show. I don't even know what that was. But we will have another topic in Educate and Entertain about the Olympics. Are you into it at all, AB?
A little bit. I like watching the table tennis. I'm ready to dig into all like the degenerate sports. Like, and I always wonder, like, how do you get into these? You know, like, do they have?
I've always done the same thing.
Yeah,
what do you do?
I don't know.
How do you learn how to dive? Like, how do you become an Olympic diver? Like, when you're 6, hey, mom and dad, I want to dive. By the way, do you see the guy who did the backflip, who landed like he did a backflip? Oh my gosh. You and I could have done that. However, Howie Schwab would have loved to slice and dice the Olympic Games. So what are the choices for the crew play of the day?
All right, so one game, 4 options here. All right, the Team USA, the women's basketball team, starts off today, I believe, at 3 p.m. Eastern. So we've got Japan plus 21.5, the United States minus 21.5, or you take it the over 161.5 or the under 161.5. Polls in the chat. Vote now. Update as we always do at the end of the show. Sorry, I was losing my voice there. Yeah, over under 161.5. Which way are you going on this one?
I have to think about it. I may need like 20 minutes to decide which way I want to go. Could be either way. By the way, Scott in the chat says, AB and Coach, I hit a bet on the Egyptian handball team plus 1.5. Is that a real thing? Can you bet on handball?
Yeah, you can. You could bet on all of this stuff. And like, that's where Raphael's going to come in. So like, he's already the man, but like, he's going to help us so much with all these things.
Oh, man, you are absolutely right. He does everything that the rest of us do not want to do. He knows his role, and we love him for it. By the way, Melanie, could not say it any better. Rest in peace, Howie. Forever missed, but he will forever be on this show every single day. We're never changing that. You have my word. We are never changing the crew play of the day. But he would say right now, Coach, stop talking about me. Stop talking about me. Get to the show. Get to the guys. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, and for all of you who are brand new to our little brand here called TTL, this is the time where we do the picks. Maybe I'm sleeping in a cave, AB, but Rick Z1965 says, I've won on handball and water polo. And Prince of Pick said you can bet on Olympic breakdancing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
Raphael says, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna get Zaslow, all right, and we're gonna get one of those cardboard boxes and a boom box. All right, he's just gonna be breakdancing.
Hey, Z man, did you ever break dance in your day, Z?
No, I didn't do any breakdancing. I mean, I'm a kid from the 80s, but breakdancing, it went right over my head, apparently. I'll show you a little Papa Lock, all right? You go bring over the cardboard.
That's hilarious. So you know that's the Z man. That's my numbers guy, Raphael. But the man who gets the 15 seconds today is my man in the bottom left-hand corner. And it's nothing new, but today, because last night he took care of your boy. And sometimes I got to be a little bit selfish. He sent over a play last night. Coach, I got you covered. Portland and Club Leon over 2.75. And they scored in the 90th minute to cash and save my weekend. So, Charles, man-to-man, crew member to crew member, thank you very much. You, sir, have the 15 seconds.
Hey, morning, Coach. Crew chat. Yeah, you're welcome. I was happy to see that one cash. The Leeds Cup has been a little tricky since Friday, so hopefully it gets back on track as the week progresses. Plus, we're that much closer to the EPL and all the top leads cashing as well. Big soccer week. I'm excited. Let's cash some tickets.
You're damn right. By the way, John said, I listened to Z on radio yesterday. Z, you've been everywhere. I've been listening to you in my car. It seems like every single day. You're everywhere.
Oh, that's awesome. You know what? It's fun. First of all, thank you so much for saying that. Today, I'm on this afternoon on ESPN at 3 p.m. I'm doing drive time. And today actually finishes a run of 13 consecutive days. Yeah. That's the summer for you at ESPN. That's
it
the
really
summertime.
Is. It really is. That's when you knock off all your days is in the summer.
Yeah. That's the summer.
Yeah. When
so today, 13 consecutive days. Yep. 13 consecutive days ends today. So yeah, I'm on a good run.
Well, the next time they give out new shows, if your name isn't on one of those shows, that's a travesty. It's a travesty because you're freaking amazing and we love having you a part of the crew. All right, gentlemen, it's time to get started. And Charles, as I come over to you, normally you're straight fire soccer on the morning show, but not today. Today you're going baseball. Let's start right there.
The MLB has been hot, and we have new series starting today in the MLB where I pinpointed the NL Central for runs, where the Cubs have cashed the over in 5 of their last 6 road games, and the Reds 5 of their last 6 at home as well. So we'll go ahead and grab the over 9. And I do have a stay on your toes live play. This is going to be in Denmark, Brøndby and Vejle. This starts at 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll go ahead and grab the over 3 full-time goals. That's Denmark, Brøndby, Vejle, over 3 full-time goals at 1 p.m. Eastern. But stay on your toes.
I love the stay on your toe plays. Hashtag it pays to watch live. Don't get lazy on us. You know what I'm talking about. All right, Charles, great start by you. Now, Raphael, let me come over to you because WNBA is still center stage, also the Olympics, also baseball. Where are you going today?
Well, I'm going to piggyback first with Charles on that Cubs because I have Cubs team total over 4.5, laying those 3 nickels. I don't want to say who the Cubs took 2 out of 3 over the weekend. I do want to say they beat the Royals 2 out of 3 over the weekend. They scored 7 runs and 9 runs. And then yesterday, the Cubs became buyers, not sellers. Totally blew me away. Christopher Morel crying, hugging everybody before he took his strikeout bats to Tampa. I like this team total over 4.5. I think it gives the Cubs a little boost, especially with a big bat coming to play third base. I like that. So I like the team total over 4.5. And then the ladies getting the hoops today, as yesterday the men's took care of business. I think the ladies take care of business. They play Japan in the Tokyo games. They had to play Japan in a gold medal game. Japan, watch them. They're so precise. They're going to probably run a half-court game, try to slow this USA team down. I think Wilson, MVP, averaging 27 points for the ladies at the Aces. I think she has a big game. I'll take her over 20.5 points. Probably going to be a defensive game. Maybe take a shot at the under as well in the game. But I think Wilson, the MVP Wilson's going to have a big game. I think she scored around 22, 23. She had 26 points against Japan in Tokyo games against these two.
So wait a second. And I know you were paying attention because AB just told the crew that's one of their choices is the under in this game. So you're telling the crew maybe the under is the play, yes?
I do, just because I think the way USA is probably going to want to stack up on defense. Don't forget, this is a very mixed match team. They're not gelled yet like the men have. They have not practiced well. I mean, shoot, they just played a WA All-Star game a couple of blinks of an eye ago. So I see defense is going to be key for the women to dominate this game.
Can you imagine if Asia didn't even play tonight? Can you imagine an all-pro not even getting on? Oh, wait, that did happen for the men. We'll discuss that in a matter of moments. Now, somebody in the chat said, hashtag Z-Man equals never not working. You can't be a member of this crew unless you have that inner drive to go every single day hard wherever you're at. And Z-Man fits right into that mold. Z-Man from South Florida. Let me come over to you, big boy. What do you like today with Philly on the run line?
Yeah, I'm kind of going against the grain on this one because you got Phillies and Yankees, and the Yankees are coming off a huge weekend series victory over the Red Sox. They also made the trade for Jazz Chisholm from the Marlins, and the Phillies on the other side have actually lost 4 of their last 5 series. But that's why I say I think I'm kind of going against the grain here. I think the Yankees, it's a little bit fool's gold, and I expect the Phillies to get back on track here. Great pitching matchup, Luis Gil, Zach Wheeler. But I'm going with the Phillies run line. I'm going to go with the Phillies -1.5. I like what we're talking about there. We're getting plus money with the Phillies run line. If we can put the screen up there, I can tell you exactly what the run line is there. But that's why I say I'm kind of going against it. So +135. I like the plus money. Phillies obviously still best record in the National League. So I'll roll with it. And I feel like they're going to snap out of their funk this series.
It's interesting because whenever you play Sunday night in that really emotional game, there are trends that tell you the next day one of those two teams really has a drop-off, and they're playing the Yankees today. That's why Z-Man's saying he's going against the grain, because the Yankees played well this weekend, but it was an emotional weekend in Boston. I love that play, Z-Man. Absolutely love it. +135. Let's take a shot. Let's take a shot. All right, in the chat, we have new crew members all the time. And AB, they're asking where they can access the crew exclusive picks, the crew exclusive episodes that we do every single day right after this show. It's posted before 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. Where can they find those, sir?
Right there on the front of the YouTube page. It would be posted about 30 minutes after the AM show. We've got to do post-production, put that together with the recording. But, yeah, you should get notified as well. So just turn on your notifications, and, you'll get it as soon as it's posted.
All right. Very, very good. Also, for you crew members, we have an announcement coming up on next Monday, I believe. And you guys are going to get so much more. You don't even know. A whole new show starting third week of August. We'll have a whole announcement next Monday, but I'm telling you, the guys are getting ready to step up. So, AB, let me come over to you, big boy. Z-Man's gone. Charles is gone. Raphael's solid. But you have been all over your baseball picks lately, absolutely cashing tickets. But today is Paul Skeens Day. That's your boy. Let's go.
Big, tall Paul. Look, Pittsburgh Steel coming at you. We're going to take Paul Skeens over 7.5 strikeouts against the Astros. The Astros, quite frankly, have been hot and cold at the plate. I think they're going to be cold today. We're going to take Skeens over 7.5. Raphael was right last week. The books are catching up on Skeens props. Like you can see, this one's already at +125. It's favored to the under, but I'm going to take it against the Astros. They're just not hitting all that well. All right, now the next play is we're going to roll with the Blue Jays and the Orioles over 8.5, and this is a double header today. All right, so this is for game 1, and we're going to take the over 8.5. And quite frankly, we don't have any weather report today because there's really no weather to report on other than the Cardinals game. The wind is going to be blowing out pretty strong. Other than that, really not a whole lot to report on. But these two teams, the Blue Jays and the Orioles, have been mashing at the plate all weekend long. The Blue Jays put it all over the Rangers game after game after game, and the Orioles were doing the same thing in terms of runs there. So we're going to play that over 8.5. Plus, Pittsburgh Steel himself, Paul Skeens, over 7.5 strikeouts.
By the way, a couple of chat things. All right, first, Raphael, you go.
Really quick, I just want to mention this because the MLB trade deadline is tomorrow. Some of these games are going to be circled because some of these games are sellers. The Detroit Tiger game, we don't even know if the pitcher is going to play to start today because he's rumored to be traded. We saw trades yesterday. Keep an eye out for the Blue Jays, Tigers, Giants, all these teams who are going to be sellers. So if you bet on a game and all of a sudden a guy gets traded like we saw yesterday in the Cub game, or maybe we see in the Tiger game, be very cautious these next 2 days when you put your money in baseball because teams could be sellers and teams can be buyers.
Hashtag it pays to watch live. Nobody's better than my guy, looking out for you guys all the time. That's what we do as a brand, as a team. Now, quickly, Charles, they're asking about your Denmark stay on your toes play. They can't find it. Can you repeat that quickly for me, please?
It's Brøndby and Vejle, Vejle,
Okay.
and that's in Denmark. Superliga.
Denmark Superliga. All right, thank you very much. AB, back over to you. They're asking if you like Skeens to get the win today.
Here's the tough part. The Pirates never give him any run support. It's brutal. Now, look, they're on the road. Houston, like I said, they're up and down in terms of the lineup, but I would just bet Skeens props. It's way too difficult. The Pirates just do not give him run support at all.
They don't. He went into the 9th inning of his last start and gave up a run in the 9th to take the L, and he had given it everything that he had, and they gave him 1 run.
Yeah.
One. Thank you, AB. Chat is popping for Raphael. Great information, Raphael. That's from our man Omar. Tampa Bay in full sell mode. Thank you, Mark. Jared says, well said, Raphael. Damn it, you're right. Keep hitting that like button for me as well. Now, there are a couple of very, very wealthy young quarterbacks in the National Football League, but did their teams get it right? That's coming up. But first, as you know, Educate and Entertain is brought to you. We are exactly 1 month and 1 day away. I can't wait. I'm going to be front and center for Reagan, the movie.
Welcome to your life.
You can run from a bully for so long,
There's no
but after a while, you're going to have to stand up to him.
What did the president know, and when did he know it?
I am about to start the biggest war of this century.
You told me you wanted to make a difference in this world.
What would you have me do?
I want you to fight!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wants to rule the world.
That's exactly what the Dolphins want from their new $50 million a year quarterback Tua. I want you to fight. So you know, Z-Man, I'm starting with you, big boy, because you're down there. This is your squad. This is your team. This is your area. So the Dolphins have given Tua what he's always wanted. He's got the 4 years, over $200 million. The Packers, they gave Jordan Love with 1 playoff win, I think. Also, 4 years, a little bit over $50 million. My question for you today, which team will be happy that they did this right now in the long run?
Yeah, I think both teams are going to be perfectly happy with it. Matter of fact, if you look at that 2020 NFL draft class, I think it's probably the best draft class of all time because all of the quarterbacks, all the big-time quarterbacks selected in the first 2 rounds, they have all gotten the massive paydays. Number 1 overall was Joe Burrow. He got paid. Number 5 was Tua. He got paid. Number 6, Justin Herbert. He got paid. In the 20s, Jordan Love. He got paid. And in the second round was Jalen Hurts, and he got paid. Now, obviously, there's a whole lot of career left for all of those guys. But for all of their teams who selected them just these 4 years later to say, yeah, this is our guy, here's over $200 million. I think it's the best draft class in the history of the NFL. And we're talking that Elway Marino draft class as well, back from the early 80s. So I don't think any of these teams are going to wind up regretting it. Now, what do they wind up winning a Super Bowl? I don't know, but I think they've shown all of those quarterbacks I just mentioned are very, very capable of winning at a big level. Now, as far as Tua and Jordan Love go, here are my concerns with those two, because it doesn't come without concerns. The concern, obviously, with Tua is, you could say, hey, he's had injuries, but why do his injuries get treated differently from, say, a guy like Joe Burrow, who 2 of his seasons, he hasn't even been able to finish the year? Well, here's the main difference. When Joe Burrow suffered those injuries, we weren't having a conversation about whether or not he might have to retire. That was the conversation around Tua a year ago when he had the concussions and he's laying on the field on Sunday Night Football, and I thought he was dead. Like, the conversation that we're having is if Tua is going to have to retire if he gets another concussion, and that's still a very real conversation. So as far as the play goes, I love the contract, but that's why it's risky for him. And for Jordan Love, he won a playoff game last year. He appeared in 2 playoff games, obviously. He had a phenomenal final 8 games of the regular season. But that's all he's had. He has an 8-game run to his name. Matter of fact, the first 9 games of the season, because 8 now is less than half of the season. They play 17 games, guys. The first 9 games of the season was a completely different conversation surrounding Jordan Love. As great as he was those last 8 games, it was a complete 180 those first 9 games. So I'm pretty certain that the Packers got it right, but it's not exactly a large sample size.
So many great analyses right there by Z-Man. And AB, as I come over to you, I think the biggest concern that Z-Man just brought up, Big Cheesy also brought up too, is one hit away from a career ender. It's crazy. So AB, I'll bring you the same question. Who's going to be the happiest?
We're all one hit away from a career ender, right? Like, I mean, that's just life. Yeah, I mean, it's correct, on Tua, but look, I think both teams are happy. I think that this is just the going rate for quarterbacks now. Like, this is just standard fare. This is like buying a house. You know what I mean? Like, you're either going to pay them and you're going to pay all this money, or you're going to be looking for a new quarterback, right? Like, there's really no in between. So I think that both of them are happy because they've got their guys. The fascinating part is, did you notice Dak Prescott over the weekend when he was asked about his contract and he let it slip? What we talked about last week is that the NFL Players Union, they look to the quarterbacks to always be advancing the money forward because that advances the money for everyone else, right? Like, it is like, water in a pool. You keep rising that level for everyone else. And Dak let it slip. Like, I have to do what's best for the union and for the other players. You usually don't say that, but he did. But yeah, to answer the question, I think both of them are happy. I think that this is just standard fare now. And it's about how do you kind of not hide money, but how do you get creative in putting it in bonuses, a la Jordan Love, so that it doesn't completely crush the entire team's cap.
That's the thing. $75 million signing bonus for Jordan Love. Tua has $167 million guaranteed. So if he goes down, the Dolphins are screwed. 167 Raphael guaranteed. But as I come to you, as always, we got to start looking at potential future betting with these two. And if it's me, I'm playing anything on Tua for an entire season. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. Z-Man, but the money that they had to pay them, I do not like that thing that they gave the Dolphins. Because let's face it, the Dolphins are now an offensive team. They're bad at defense. They got rid of we might see a total of 60s against the Dolphins games. Let's say the Dolphins 12-1 to win their conference, Packers 8-1. Packers quarterback history is pretty good. Favre, Rodgers, and now Love. I just think the way the Packers, like, I said this last week, I'm tired of who's the highest paid quarterback. Uncle Rico could probably get a high contract for the NFL right now. Kids, that's a movie. Just type in Uncle Rico on YouTube. You can watch that. But I'm tired of these quarterbacks and their prices. I got to trust the Packers because they've had really good two quarterbacks. Don't forget, Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl in Miami. We think Tua's going to win one? I don't think so.
I wonder how I feel about this new Raphael that's been showing up lately, AB. What do you
fired
think?
up. I could live with that.
You're damn right. You're damn right. I like it. And over there, Z-Man, who's the king of the rant, he respects it. He respects it. I know he does.
Listen,
I love
you just got can be completely wrong, but you came up very confident. So people are going to believe what you say. That's the key. You could have been spewing nonsense there, but it doesn't matter because you said it with your chest out. So everybody believes you.
But then we wouldn't be able to have you work for free.
Oh,
all right.
Okay. Don't call me.
Now, topic number 2. We use the word respect. We use the word confidence. And nobody in the NBA had more confidence than Jason Tatum, my man, first team All-Pro. So you would think, AB, that when you're putting together the lineups, the rotations for Team USA, that Jason Tatum would be front and center. You would be incorrect because in Jason Tatum played this many minutes. Would ask about it. Steve Kerr said this, and I quote, I went with the combination that made the most sense. KD 23, LeBron 21. He says, Jason Tatum's a pro. Over to you. In what world does Jason Tatum not see a single secondary moment? And with the Jaylen Brown issue with Team USA, does it feel like there's something bigger here?
So first off, Steve Kerr is going through the same issues that YouTube is. They're pushing code right now, meaning that they are updating all of the line code behind the website. So if you're having if you're having bad audio issues, I promise it's not us, it's YouTube. Just try to refresh a couple times. You should pick it up. Same thing for Steve, because I don't care what you do. Jason Tatum has got to be playing. Now, I asked the question, did you do something wrong? Is there a problem? Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. There's no other nothing. So is this a punishment thing or what?
It's a very, very good question. By the way, Brian says, since they can't hear us all the time, that maybe you heard me say DG is awesome. No, Brian, I can assure you that was never said. It was never said.
You didn't say that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, they be. Jason Tatum, he's got to be in the rotation. Now, Kerr also said, I can only play 10 guys in a 40-minute game. That might be true, but why is Jason Tatum not one of those 10 guys? Your take?
Well, that's the first thing that I would stress is, yes, it's very hard to play. Remember, there's 8 fewer minutes in these games. These are 40-minute games, all right? So you can't play 12 guys, and we're also going to shave off what is almost an entire quarter in an NBA game. Said, I think Steve Kerr did a poor job, and here's why I think Steve Kerr did a poor job. And by the way, let's make sure everybody knows the Celtics. I mean, F them. They don't get any love. Bias here. Let's make sure everybody understands this. I like all the noise around the Celtics not playing. If I was the coach, I would bear here, though. I think Kerr did a poor job for a couple reasons. There are going to be guys, probably 2, every game that sit out. You're going to have to sacrifice if you want to be part of the Team USA. And Eric Spoelstra, Miami Heat head coach, who's one of the sacrifice. And can you enjoy your teammates' success? Every game, there's likely going to be 2 guys who have where Kerr did a poor job. Having Jason Tatum be one of the 2 guys who sit out the first game creates an unnecessary story. Let Jason Tatum sit out. His turn to be the first game against Serbia creates an unnecessary story. I thought that was short-sighted by Steve Kerr. And the second part is, I get it that he's going with the rotations and the lineups that he thinks. Where you telling me that if Jason Tatum enters the game in the third quarter, a guy who just won a championship, a guy who is All-NBA 3 years in a row, you tell me the bottom falls out? Everything's going to implode because Jason Tatum is now in the game and you're up by 18 points? Come on. You can't sell me on that, Steve Kerr. So I think Steve Kerr did a poor job.
I agree. And by the way, our stream is absolutely perfect. So as AB said, it is YouTube. We apologize on behalf of them, but we're going to continue to do our banger shows we always do on Mondays. Great take by Z-Man. Now, Raphael, let me come over to you, because as we always go deeper with these topics and we try to always bring them back to a betting perspective, people, they love to bet on player props. I don't know how much in the Olympics, but when you got a guy like Tatum, there's got to be some people out there like, man, I got to bet on his props. But how do you even set a number if this is going to be the case game by game that you don't know who's going to get on the court?
This is when the odds makers just put up the betting numbers and just the starting 5. Because we know who's playing. No starting 5. We're not going to put him bench. And I'm sorry, I know Tatum didn't play, but Halliburton didn't play either. Where's the love for Halliburton? Who cares about Tatum just because of Celtics shirts? What about the Pacer fans? Halliburton didn't play. I agree that credit of AD gets in that lineup. Booker is probably going to be hitting the bench. We might not see Booker as well. And don't forget, Tatum played horrible in Vegas in a scrimmage games. He was not good in his last scrimmage game. So maybe that has a lot to do with this. Yes, I know he's a national champion. Yes, we already know about the Celtics beef and all that. But I'm sorry. It has to do a lot of the play and the lineups. There's 12 guys on this team. It's easy. It could just be a 6-7 rotation.
I absolutely love that take. All three of you, by the way. DG is in the chat, as you guys know, because he likes to pump up his own ego. Z-Man, we're having one of the highest live audiences we've had in a minute. It's still, it's not DG or Soupy. So
they heard a two-time champion broadcaster was going to be on Monday.
Marconi Award winning.
and you're in the rotation. You're playing. You're getting your time. You're getting your time. All right. I love those topics today. And as always, follow all my guys on socials for all their takes on everything. If you aren't here at the top of the hour, we have just crossed the bottom. It's 10:30. Never fear. We got you covered. And oh, by the way, AB and his home runs are on fire. It's time for the whip around. All right, who's going to go the yard today? There are 12 big games on the docket, just one-day baseball game, and that is the Blue Jays and the Orioles at 3:05 p.m. Eastern Time. So, Charles, as we bring you back in, here are the selections. Aaron Judge, who got on base 6 times on Saturday night. He just keeps getting walked or home runs. Marcell Ozuna, we catched with him yesterday. Bryce Harper of the Phillies, Rafael Devers of the Red Sox, and Peter Alonso of the New York Mets. Charles, where are we going today?
Give me old Bryce Harper plus 350. I like this matchup for some runs as well. Then a couple of honorable mentions. Tyler Stevenson in my Reds-Cubs game and your boy Bobby Witt Jr. But for show purposes, Bryce Harper plus 350.
I'm telling you right now, if you're new to our show, listen to those honorable mentions. They have a tendency to hit more than the ones we actually put on the show. Charles is on fire. All right, AB, let me come over to you. We hit 7 of these over the weekend. There's an algorithm. There is a reason. We're not just throwing it against the wall all the time.
We're going Bryce
where
Harper,
are we going
plus
today?
350. Harper is the man. Schwarber is up there too. He hit 2, I believe, on Sunday here. But yeah, we're going Bryce Harper. Big day for the Bryce man.
Where are you headed?
Yeah, we're going to go 3 for 3. I mean, I already told you I like the Phillies. I like the Phillies bouncing back this series against the Yankees. So I'm doubling down here. Bryce Harper plus 350. That's my play.
And even though we didn't have the weather graphic today, I was texting with AB over the weekend. Pay attention, because where AB has directed us with the hot weather, the runs have followed. It's been uncanny. The runs have followed. So we're going 3 for 3, Raphael. Where are you going the yard today?
Well, I was going to jump back and piggyback with AB because I'm just a scroll trying to get a nut and cash a ticket, but I'm going to go Pete Alonso 4-1, even though Harper will probably get one because he's from Vegas. The guy, Jonathan Vegas, won a 3M Open. Maybe if that parlay you have that ticket, that'd be a nice cash. But give me Pete Alonso 4-1.
Jonathan Vegas yesterday. You got him live at one point in the weekend at plus 6,000. And he got it done at the 3M Open yesterday. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for who's going to go to the yard. Now, for those of you that are brand new, just trying us out on a Monday, thank you very much. Now, we have this section of the show because we know not everybody's free at 10 a.m. You might be in a meeting. You might be with your boss. We don't want you to get in trouble, but we also want you to hear at least one nugget, 10 seconds or less on every single play we have on the board. So, Charles, my man from the Dirty, going over to you. Start us off.
MLB, Cubs, Reds. Cubs games have been cashing the over on the road, and same with the Reds at home. So we'll grab the over 9 and stay on your toes. Live play, Denmark Superliga, Brøndby, Vejle, over 3 full-time goals, and this one goes off at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Always looking out for the crew. Z-Man, coming to you.
Yeah, Phillies run line -1.5. We're getting plus money, plus 135. They've lost 4 of the last 5 series, but I think they snap out of it here. So I'm going to roll with the Phillies run line.
Raphael, my numbers guy, talk to me.
About synergy, because I got the Cubs team total over 4.5. There's 3 nickels, so me and Charles can both cash. And then in the ladies Olympic basketball, MVP Wilson from the Aces. I'm going her over 20.5 points, laying the 3 nickels. This total is coming down rapidly. Just now moved to 159.5. So if you like this under, I would say hurry up and jump on it.
There was one of the coaches or somebody very connected to the team did an interview and said that Caitlin Clark should have been on the team because she's playing better than everybody else in the entire league right now.
Yeah, it was
That
Dawn
a quote.
Staley.
Is that who it was? Oh,
Yes.
Thank you, Z, man. Quickly, what else did she say? I didn't read the whole thing.
She said they made a mistake. She said they made a mistake, that they should have included her because she's playing so great now. But I think it's also important to point out that when they made the selections, like, Caitlin Clark is performing at a completely different level right now.
All right, very good. Thank you. No, today with the 12 games, we're going to have all of our eyes as I look at it. 8:10 p.m. Eastern time, the Pirates continue their road trip down in H-Town. It's going to be a big-time atmosphere for one Paul Skeens.
Astros hitter is going to be chopped and screwed trying to hit off of my man, big, tall Paul Skeens. We're going to take him over 7.5 strikeouts. We're also going to take the Blue Jays Orioles in game 1 over 8.5 at -115. And Randall Mims in the chat has got it right. His audio cleared up completely after hitting the like button. Everyone should try that right now. It'll fix you straight up.
Is there anything that Randall cannot do?
No.
Anything he does with the crew?
No. Dude, Mims Force One can do it all.
I love Mims Force One. I absolutely love it. All right, those are all the picks. Really quick, Z-Man, where can we find all of your stuff, sir?
Yeah, Zaslow Show 2.0 is every day, Monday through Friday. It's a Miami-based podcast. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts. And I'm also on ESPN Radio a ton. For instance, today I'm filling in on Afternoon Drive, 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be on ESPN Radio alongside Freddie Coleman.
You know, that was my old partner.
I know.
Coach and Coleman show. Real quick, by the way, we have another brand here that I run called Behind the Turnbuckle, and this Saturday is SummerSlam. So do you know where there could potentially be another banger of a wrestling show that may have a really big star as a guest this week leading up to SummerSlam? Would you know anything about that?
Yes, so I also do a wrestling podcast. It's under the Zaslow Show 2.0 banner. It's called It's Still Real to Me. And Coach is going to be on later this week. You'll be able to check that out. We'll do a little SummerSlam preview. I'm very excited. The biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam this Saturday night. I'm very excited.
Let's go. And we're doing our very first live watch-along for all of our premium members on Saturday if you want to be a part of it. We got you covered all over the place. Charles, I know where you're at. Raphael, are we going to have Raw odds today?
I'm looking at it. There's 2 matches possibly that might put some stuff on there. But, Coach, you need to say bro on Zazzle's.
What did you think? We're actually pitching a show called The Coach and Bro Show.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Wouldn't that be great? The Coach and Bro Show? Yeah. Oh, I love that guy, Vince Russo. All right, gentlemen, as always, great start. Huge start to it. Live audience, thank you all very, very much. But it's now time for everybody to get out into the world as we head into the closing. All right, so we have 4 selections, AB, for the crew. What did they decide today?
They are going Team USA minus 21.5 against Japan. And a good call. Here's what Japan does.
Okay.
They've got 3-point shooters everywhere. They cannot get rebounds. It is going to be an issue inside the paint. It's basically 5 3-pointer shooters that are just everywhere. They'll fire them, but they'd better hit them. If they don't, it's going to get out of hand quickly.
It's funny you said that because somebody in the chat said that they're looking at team rebounds to play for Team USA.
Yes.
I don't know what the number is, but you'd like that,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah, like Japan won't get any rebounds at all.
Oh, my God. The work that you and everybody else does in the crew is mind-blowing to me. But there's one person in the chat right now, AB, is we were looking to start, we're starting a new show that we're going to announce very soon. So I put out the all call. And the first thing this person said is, I'm all in, except for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, starting a new job. And somehow that is more important than us. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about.
I love it.
I know you won't
I'll
say
keep it
anything.
quiet, but I'm excited for the new show.
DG, you know we love you. AB. Great job today, big boy. Thank you, producer, man. We really start to get all of our shows ramped up, all of our brands ramped up. It's been a long summer. It's been a long first 6 or 7 months, but we're now starting to turn the corner, and it's because of all of you. And we absolutely cannot wait as we continue to grow day by day. Now, it's time for all of you to go out into the world. Pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Be honest with each other. When we got the Olympics, we got 12 baseball games, we got a little bit of soccer. It's time to pay attention. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Right, Tucker Lobo, my man from the Dirty, Dirty Charles. A man who always takes care of South Florida. My man, the Z numbers guy, Raphael. There's nothing I can't throw at him that he can't throw right back. And my partner, AB, and producer, man, always behind the scenes making the show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day right here at Driving the Line.